well, the future is orange, but is it bright? And any sort of analysis of where we're likely to go with this really has to be seen through the lens of the five T's. You've got tariffs, tax, territory, Tinseltown, and the truth. So Trump wants to put tariffs on imports up to 100 or so percent on China, apparently, rhetorically. He wants to reintroduce massive tax cuts and fund those for companies and for individuals. He wants Greenland and the Panama Canal territories. He also wants to make American movies great again by bringing in some top flight actors to reinvigorate the American film industry. And then we've got the truth. Now, there aren't versions of the truth. The truth is absolute. But Donald Trump clearly absolutely believes in his version of the truth, whatever that is going to be in the moment. So what is he likely to actually do beyond the rhetoric, though? And the first thing to recognise is that this is his second term, and unless he pulls off some constitutional magic, this is his last term. And equally, there will be mid-term elections in 2 years' time where the Republican Party will be looking to try and pick their next presidential candidate. So really, he's got about 2 years to do anything anyway. And at the same time, in the House of Representatives, in Congress, he has a majority of 1. So to get anything done, he's got a really slim majority to push anything through. So the first and foremost thing is you're likely to see a flurry of executive orders in the first couple of days of his presidency, lots of drama, but will he actually get any of those done? I don't know. Beyond that is the rhetoric is changing a little bit. So if you listen to what he said during the election, we're going to bring down prices straight away. And now he's saying, it looks a bit complicated. We're not sure about that. And he also said, with regard to territory, for example, Ukraine, I could sort that out in 24 hours with the hand thing. And now he's saying, that looks a bit complicated, might take a little bit longer. So now that he's been elected, maybe the rhetoric is changing and it's reflecting actually the political realities a little bit more. Then after that is what really are the implications, whatever happens, what are the implications for investors? The first one is that to fund his tax cuts, he's going to have to borrow an awful lot of money. And the investment markets have become quite nervous about this, and they have raised the interest rate they expect the US government to pay to loan them money. That tends to imply higher interest rates, so higher returns on cash and on fixed interest. Now, in the short term, that would be good news for markets because it's likely that tax cuts reflect in higher corporate profits and put markets up a little bit, stock markets up a little bit. At the same time, he wants to bring in tariffs, and that's related to foreign policy, which is a bit less hamstrung by his majority or not in Congress. So he could bring tariffs in, but that would just increase prices. That would probably for consumers, they'd just be passed on. And you've got a really interesting combination there where you've got higher interest rates plus an inflationary pressure on prices, so higher interest costs plus higher costs generally, that could create recessionary pressure downstream. So the likelihood for investors is that you've got a sugar rush in markets if he gets his tax cuts through, and that'll be short term, maybe a year or so, and in the medium term, year, 2 years, 3 years, recessionary pressure started to kick in if he pushes these things through and if he can do it, and if he can do it in the first 2 years. But again, we'll have to wait and see on all of those. What does that tend to imply for how you run a portfolio? Probably actually don't make any big changes right at the moment and just wait and see what he actually does in the first 50 to 100 days and then take it from there if one needs to make any changes afterwards. However, always looking for the upbeat side of the story, the silver lining, and some positive news stories here is in the Tinseltown of the 5 T's. What we do know is that Trump has appointed the prodigal son, Mel Gibson, in person, has been appointed alongside Sylvester Stallone as a presidential ambassador to Hollywood and the rest of the world to make American films great again. And I don't know about the other things, the other 5Ts. I can't see, with Mel at the helm, I can't see how that's going to fail. Big fans here. Nothing but love for you, Mel. Anyway, that's it for the moment. We're going to finish our Pub Snax and our next pint, and we'll see you next time.